Now we can take a look at measuring objects as well. So on the Home tab, there's a measure distance command, and below that measure distance, if I drop it down, there's actually a measure point, an angle, a volume, point to a surface, and volume grid. So the first one we'll look at is measure point. So if I select measure point, you'll see that it's going to ask me or prompt me for a point. Now that point can be anywhere within your plan view. It could be a 2D point. So if I click here, you'll see that it gives me an X and a Y of that particular point, or the northing and easting in this case. If I zoom in on this area, you can see I got a point number. This actually isn't a point, it's just a block that came from the CAD data. So I want to list the northing and easting. You can see it has an elevation as well. So if I right click and I choose center of arc, so I'm using one of my snaps, and I pick the center of that circle, you'll see that it gives me the Z value, which matches the Z value here, as well as the XY or northing and easting. Now you can also click on save, and that's going to create a measurement point. So you can see here I can give it a name. So maybe I name this as 5417. I'm not actually creating a point, but just creating a measurement. I can set it on a layer and a color. So I'm going to click save, and it's going to save that measurement in my drawing. Now I can also come over and switch to a different measurement type, like measure distance, and that measure distance allows me to pick 2 points. So I could come in and maybe snap to the end. You can see my snaps when they highlight in orange, I'm picking that corner, and then I could come over here and pick this corner as well, and it's going to give me that distance. So you can see that that distance is displayed here. Now it also works in 3D. So if I do the 3D view, and let's say that I'm going to right click and I'm going to select endpoint, and I'm going to snap to the end of that line right there, and you can see that I'm just going to grab this line, and then I'm going to pick down here. So I'm going to right click again, click end, and I'm going to pick this point down here. Again, we'll pick that same value. You can see that it's giving me a 3D value. Not only is it giving me my horizontal distance, but also my slope distance and the difference in elevation. So I can kind of verify and measure. If I look over here, that information is shown in the plan view. You can see it's a 4-foot offset. It drops a foot, and it gives me my slope distance as well. So I can also save that one in my drawing, and I can display the slope distance, the horizontal or the vertical change. So if I wanted to say horizontal, hit save, it's going to save and store that particular value in my drawing. Now you can do other things as well, like measure an angle. So it's going to ask for a start point, a pivot point, and an end point. And then you can look at your options. You can look at the full circle, half circle, obtuse, acute. Right? So if I was to pick my start point and I wanted to know, let's pick up an object here. Well, if I snap to this point here as my start point, and then I pick this point here as my pivot point, and then I want to know what this angle is here, you can see that it's giving me that angle and that value within my drawing. So those are basically the 3 measurement commands that are available in the viewer: is the point, the angle, and the distance. These other ones are basically in an addition or a license module or a license addition.